You're listening to the Blatino Nerd. Uncut, uncensored, unfiltered. Get dirty and keep it nerdy.
Hello, members of the Nerd Herd, and thank you for joining me on another exciting episode of the Blatino Nerd. And joining me tonight is a social media everywoman. She is a YouTuber, gamer, streamer, cosplayer, meme lord. You name it, she does it. Introducing my very good friend B. Hello, B.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me.
And aside from our mutuals, we have people out here who do not know of you. Care to share with us a little bit of what you do?
Sure. Well, yeah, I cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2006. Um, when I first started attending Anime Next in Secaucus, New Jersey. And I saw that convention change and bloom over the years. I also run a YouTube channel called Sweet Serendipity, which has been doing very well actually the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, Sweet Serendipity. I love that channel. And a funny story, I started watching a few months back, and I was watching with my wife, and I was telling her, and I was like, babe, you've never seen this channel. She bakes the coolest shit. Like she does and then I had a eureka moment in the middle of an episode, and I was like, wait a minute, I know her. And my wife was like, really? And my daughter was like, no, you don't. I was like, no, I actually know her.
That's so funny.
It was like that one guy in Trolls. I forget his name, but she's like, she's my friend. I know her. That was me.
Oh, that's so funny. No, I noticed that people really people like that really awful Metroid cake video. And you can see at the end of the video where I've just had it. I'm so disheveled. I'm a mess, and you can see how late it is on the clock behind me. I was like, Samus has got to destroy this cake.
That's amazing.
No, but I definitely gotta do more nerd stuff like that. And I'm actually planning on doing more stuff like that.
Well, that's exciting. And if you guys would like, search Sweet Serendipity on YouTube, and you can see this Samus cake that we are having a good laugh about. I thought it was fine, but I'm learning now that
No, it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to.
and that's my biggest fear with starting a YouTube channel, because everybody's like, now that you have a podcast, you should start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, you know what? It's a good idea in theory, but then I see myself, it's like, hi, on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna teach you how to hang a clock. And
Hang a clock, you know what? It's a start.
and then there's like a giant hole in my wall because I kind of hit something too hard, or they're going to record me I'm just going to record myself wailing on my hand with a hammer.
No, but that's funny though. That gets people to watch it.
That's true. I mean, it's easy to put on a wig and perform a Disney song on YouTube, but I have to come up with my own idea. Oh, bump that, man.
Well, why not just oh wait, then you'll probably get copyright flagged.
Yeah, probably. I do want to start a YouTube channel for my daughter, because she imagines these entire scenarios for her toys, and then
Aw,
she'll play video games and pretend to be a streamer.
that's so cute.
So she'll turn on now, mind you, she's 6 and she's playing Bendy and the Ink Machine,
Uh-huh.
and then she'll start the game and she'll be like, "Hi guys," and blah blah, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
all the imaginary people you're talking to are cheering you on.
It's so cute though.
It
I
really
love
is.
it.
She goes, "Hey, Dad, is your podcast going to get 100 million subscribers?" And I was like,
Aw.
"Well, I'm glad you have such lofty goals for me. I'm trying to get 1 subscribers."
I love that that's her set number.
Yeah, she just like reached like screw the stars. She shot straight for the sun.
Yeah.
100 million.
Uh-huh. That's so funny.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, please, please listen to my podcast. It's okay, I think. Please listen, please.
No, no, like, being a YouTuber is actually, like, really fun and everything, but the hardest thing is, um, unless you're, like, 100% committed to it, it's hard to be consistent.
Right. So then my question is, um, when did you first start?
I started back in 2017, actually. I was doing mostly temp work at the time, so I was basically unemployed.
Right.
Um, and I just, like, wanted to I had been thinking of starting a YouTube channel before this, but it would
Okay.
have been a very different, feeling. I was initially going more for, like, a Game Grumps kind of channel,
Right.
but then I was like, "Oh, wait, no, like, people, like, always compliment my baking and everything. Why don't I just do a baking channel?" So then and actually what I wanted to do to make it more unique was actually add, like, stuff that's dog friendly. Because I very briefly worked in a dog bakery.
That's amazing. A dog bakery. I love mankind sometimes.
It was so cute because I used to make, like, really fancy cookies and cakes that were entirely for dogs.
Right.
And, like, this is stuff where, like, if you tried it, it tastes so gross, but, I mean, dogs will eat anything.
This is very true. Very
It was
true.
and, like, the way that they were decorated, obviously, it was more for, like, the attraction of the owner, not the actual dog, 'cause the dog has no concept of, "Hey, that's a cookie," or, "Hey,
True.
that's a or, "Hey, that's a cake pop, that's a brownie." But I actually learned a lot about, like, what dogs can eat, um, how to make, how to make, like, how to make different things, like, using different alternatives. Like, for brownies, you would use carob powder and molasses, and that's how you would get that deep brown brownie look.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cool. Carob is kinda like chocolate, but it doesn't have artificial sweeteners in it, so it's literally dog safe chocolate without a
Ah,
yeah, it's good.
dig it.
Um, and on one of my videos, I did use carob chips to make dog safe chocolate chip cookies.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta think of the doggies. They're like babies too.
Of course, and I have my boyfriend's dog taste testing them and everything.
Yes. Like perks of the job.
Yeah, of course, your coworker is a dog.
I try everything. I try everything on my wife. I throw a bunch of shit in a pot and I'm like, here, babe, come here, try this.
Oh my gosh.
Nine times out of 10, she's like, this is good. And every now and again, she's like, nah, I'm good on this one. I wish I had a dog who would try everything.
He would see, my boyfriend's dog would, but because he's a little older and his teeth are a little more sensitive, he really only sticks with, like, soft treats.
Right.
But it's all good. That just makes me want to make soft treats even more. I actually have another, um, dog video planned as well.
Nice. I'm excited for that one. Anything dogs and pigs, you have my attention.
Oh my gosh, I love pigs.
I I can be in the middle of like I would be in the middle of like fighting World War III
And
And
you just
if I
saw a
just see a
pig.
baby pig, it's just like, oh. And then like,
Actually, hmm?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say actually, like because I love pigs so much, I actually completely stopped eating pork 2 years ago.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I'm with it, and I plan to actually stop. I've eaten pork so much in my life that it's a bit of a challenge, but I'm slowly trying to rule it out because I do want to own a pet pig one day.
And you would feel so awful
I would.
for
It's like I can't look my pig in his face
and eat bacon.
while potentially eating what could have been one of his brothers or sisters. Like
Right.
I couldn't.
It's yeah. Plus, like, they're so smart.
Yeah. And it's not a knock on vegans because
No, no,
I have
no.
some great vegan friends, but I actually had a vegan come up to me one day. I was in some kind of burger joint,
Mhm.
and it was one of like those crazy like militant ones.
Oh,
And she
please.
walks out to me. She goes, "Are you really going to eat that?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to use it as target practice. Like I just paid $11 on this burger. What the fuck do you think I'm going to do with it?" And then she goes, "I can't believe it. You wouldn't eat a person." And I was like, "That's really bold of you to assume.
Oh my goodness.
Like, if you get out of my face, I might eat you.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't eat a person. Like, I weigh 310 pounds. If it breathes, I will probably eat it."
Oh my god. But, lately I've been stepping out of my comfort zone though, like, yeah, I do, like, try to stick with the baking videos and everything, but, um, I don't know if you noticed, but lately I've been doing a lot of, like I did, like, a couple I did a Let's Play video.
I've admittedly, I've only seen the Simon's Quest one,
Yeah. Good night.
which,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. I saw the Simon's Quest one, and I was like, oh, here is an opposite opinion. I was like, everybody hates Simon Quest so much, and then here comes B. She's like, nah, bro, favorite game, and I'm like, all right, I'm with it.
That's my favorite game of all time, actually, good night. The music that plays, like, when you first enter the forest and everything,
Right,
I have that as my ringtone.
that's amazing.
No, that game's a good time, I love it because, like so, yeah, like, it's more just, like, the nostalgia behind Simon's Quest that I guess is why, like, I consider it, one of my favorite Castlevania games,
Right.
but I like that it's more calculated and not as straightforward as the 1st and 3rd ones.
It's really good to actually hear like an unpopular opinion because I feel like Simon's Quest is just one of those games that people hate because like
It's
you're
popular
being
too.
yeah, it's like you're being told that you have to hate it.
Like
It's like
pineapple on pizza, like
exactly. It's like I'm sorry that your unevolved palate can't handle this. But yeah, especially when it comes to gaming, I always have hot takes. Like I specialize in those games that people are like it sucks, and I'm like it's not that bad.
see, like, that's also me with Donkey Kong Country 3. Like, everybody's gonna complain about that one because, A, you're not playing as either Diddy or Donkey, and B, it's a completely different atmosphere than the other 2.
Now, see, Donkey Kong Country 3 actually
Mhm.
happens to be my favorite.
I love it. It's so, like, bright and colorful, and it's fun.
It really is. I that game makes me even now makes me tear my hair out, but I love it.
It's so hard, but my favorite was always when, like, Kitty would get hit by something and he would scream. He would throw a tantrum.
I I recently played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Switch,
Okay.
and as fun as it is, I can't tell you, I literally broke Joy Cons
Hmm. That's how
trying.
hard it is.
Yeah, trying to be. It's so good. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's probably like I would say it's the best Donkey Kong Country game since three.
Ah,
Which there's
okay.
really not much to gauge because I think there's only been one in between those two.
Yeah,
But
Donkey Kong 64, I think, was the only
yeah,
one.
and it's a great game, but it's just so punishing.
It is.
And
Actually, the Donkey Kong Country game for the 3DS is punishing,
yes, yep,
especially the barrel rocket session that you go in this one level. I can never get past it because it always kills me every time.
yep. And it's like I love Donkey Kong Country, but it's like I really need to like I really need to be drunk because if I be sober, like if I play this game sober, I'm gonna be angry. At least if I'm drunk, I can just be like, "Boy, this game is kind of hard," but whatever, fine.
No, yeah, no, like those games, like in the beginning, like it's all fun and games and everything, but when you get closer to K roll, that's when it really, really picks up.
It's like I hope you packed your man pants for this game.
Hope you stocked up on all those extra lives because you're gonna be here for a while.
And you know what? I got to tell you, on this one, like on the Switch version,
Hmm.
there's a it's kind of like a cheap mode where you can play as what's the Kong who has like the surfboards and shit.
Funky.
Yeah, so you can play as Funky Kong and you can't like while you're playing as Funky Kong, you can't take any damage.
Ah, that's so fun.
Yeah, and then but you realize that like he has no hops whatsoever. So while you can't take any damage, you're twice as likely to just fall off the fucking map.
Oh no, I don't like
Yeah.
that now. um, with those games, I have like a whole like ranking system with the animal buddies too.
Really?
Yes. Um, Rambi is the best one. Like
Okay.
between between the first two, Rambi was the best one. And I was
Okay.
actually kind of upset that they got rid of him in the third one to replace
Yeah.
him with the elephant. But the elephant's cute though. She uses her trunk to when she swims. And I think that's cute. But like when you grew up playing the first two games, you're like, what is this change? I don't like this change.
Yep. Exactly.
Um so Rambi is the best one. Rambi is definitely the best one. Oh my gosh. I can't remember the name of the spider in the third one.
I want
Squitter,
to.
I think his name is.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not Crawley. That would just be
No,
too
no, no, no.
obvious.
I think
Yeah.
it's Squitter or something like that, but like he's one of the top two.
Right.
Because like you're building web platforms and you can shoot webs and stuff, and you can kill literally anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
hmm as far as like the most useless would absolutely have to be Espresso.
Oh, you didn't like espresso?
I don't like Espresso. I don't know how to play with him.
I
He's
don't.
so awkward.
I don't like squawks.
Okay, I can see why.
I'm not a fan of squawks. Rambi is just god tier and
Mm-hmm.
like just sidekick video game history.
Remember in the second one when they like introduced like the idea of like revving him up and everything?
Yeah.
That was so fun. Another top tier animal buddy was On Guard.
On guard.
Yes.
The swordfish. Yeah. On
Uh-huh.
guard.
And if you like timed it just right, you could like kill like the spiny clams or whatever they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they were cool. Another useless animal buddy was Winky.
Oh, poor Winky.
Listen, look at this.
Wiki tried.
He try I mean, he is
Tried.
useful in his environment and everything, but
But aside from that, yeah.
oh, because like he's very awkward when he jumps in some parts. Because he does like a weird like double jump, and it's like, no, you're gonna literally hit the B.
Right.
Yeah. And then there he goes. You can't get him back.
I am the one animal buddy I was excited for, and he never ended up happening was Rambunctious.
Who was rambunctious?
He was a ram, and he was originally meant to make his debut in Donkey Kong Land,
What?
and then for some reason, when the game was released, he was completely absent.
That's so upsetting.
But he was the cutest little guy ever.
I gotta look this up. Rambunctious.
Yeah, he had these giant horns. He actually like they revealed him in an issue of Nintendo Power, and I remember he had these giant horns. And he had like this little like patch of hair in front of them,
Oh my god, he's
and he could
so
climb.
cute.
Right? You see him, right? And he could climb.
Yes. Oh my god, he had like that perfect like Donkey Kong Country lore face too. Oh
Yeah,
my
like,
god.
and then the game released, and they were like, "Yeah, so Rambunctious didn't happen," and we were like, "Oh, you got my hopes up for Rambunctious."
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
The Rambunctious never happening is one of the great video game deceptions of my lifetime.
Mm-mm. But yeah, no, those games are really fun. I grew up playing those, and I know where all the secrets are.
The only thing I remember perfectly from the SNES Donkey Kong Country games is the 50 lives cheat from the first one. I remember that clear as day.
I don't even know that one. The only cheat that I know from Super Nintendo was the Barry code that you used on the main menu for the Lion King game.
Oh, the berry code, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. I remember that cheat. I remember Judge Dredd for Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I remember the cheat code for that one. So for all of you listening, and for you Switch owners who have the SNES Classic console, Donkey Kong Country 1 is now available. And if you didn't know this cheat, I'm going to hook you up right now. When you first go to start your new game and it has the save slots, when you go to erase game, just go to erase game, you're going to spell out barrel using the buttons BARRAL. If you do it correctly, you'll hear a sound and you'll start the game with 50 lives.
I actually didn't even know that.
Yep. Barrel. BARRAL.
Wow. I'm gonna try that next time.
There you go. And if you happen to own Judge Dredd for SNES, when you first turn the game on and it's showing you all that legal shit, you're going to spell luxury on your controller. Left, up, X, up, right, Y. You'll get some green text on the bottom, and that will give you level select, unlimited ammo, all that good stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah. Tips and tricks was like my that was my Bible as a kid.
um, but yeah, oh yeah, like I was telling you earlier, I cosplayed as Captain K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country too, at some point.
Which is amazing, and I really wish I could have been there for that, because I would have been like that guy. I would be like, oh my god, so did you see Captain K. Rool? Did you see Captain K. Rool? Like, tell me you saw her, right?
It was so cool though. Like I worked so hard on it. I got the contacts and everything to make the one eye look like all crazy and bloodshot,
Right.
and the other eye to just like have like just the all white with the little black dot.
That's amazing.
And I managed to find a giant pirate hat, and I made a stencil of the. Do you know how hard it is to find a high def photo of the Kremlin skull and crossbones?
I imagine so.
I was really hard. So I found it and I made a stencil out of it and I painted it on there and I felt very proud of myself.
I bet.
Oh man, no, that was really fun. Even though like only one person knew who I was. And what I'm a bit salty because the following year the newer Super Smash Brothers game came out,
Mhm.
and then some guy cosplayed as King K. Rool, and
No.
he went viral over it. I was like,
No.
I'm a year too late.
Like, damn it. Damn it.
And his friend was cosplaying as King DDD with him. It was really cool.
I love King DDD. I
No, but I was a bit salty over that.
I mean, it's better than me. I cosplayed as a video game character that, unless you were one of the 500 people who owned the Dreamcast, had no idea who the hell I was.
Oh
So
my
I
god.
get it. It's all good.
Yeah. Or like cosplaying as like those obscure but cute Pokemon and
Yeah.
nobody knowing who you are, and it's like, I'm sorry I'm not Pikachu.
Like, sorry.
Sorry I actually played the game. I gotta tell you, like when I was at Anime Next one year,
Right.
I put together this like the very low budget Voltorb cosplay where it was just a red shirt, white shorts, a red wig, and white shoes.
Okay.
And I painted his eyes on the shirt. I was the only electric type cosplayer that was not yellow and black. It was either Pikachu or Jolteon.
Oh my god.
I was
I was
like,
thinking Pikachu or Pichu, but yeah,
no.
Jolteon.
Oh, please, nobody cosplays as Pichu, and that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad. Nobody ever cosplays as the baby Pokemon because,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
um,
I feel like with my size and my girth, I feel like I would absolutely slaughter a Snorlax cosplay. Like, I would just sit in the middle of cons and just be asleep and block everyone's
oh,
way.
oh my god, you that's that's like the most like meme cosplay like ever.
Just gonna dress as Snorlax with my eyes closed and sit in the middle of con with a sign around my neck that says "Got flute,"
Oh my
and just like I'm gonna sit here until you play, bro. Let's go.
got flute. I love it.
Got flute.
No, I love when people get like really creative with Pokemon cosplays. Like one year at Katsucon, I saw this group of guys who literally turned all like the Eevee evolutions into like sort of like Power Ranger type of like mech suits with like
That's amazing.
working LEDs and everything. It looked really dope.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I one of my favorite cosplays I think I've ever seen, and it's so simple,
Mhm.
but it was so effective. When I went to NY Comic Con back in October,
Mhm.
some guy was dressed as drunk Peter Parker from Into the
Wow.
Spider Verse. So he laid in the middle of Comic Con with one shoe off, like passed out, and he made it look like he fell from his web.
Oh, I love it.
And I
That's
thought that was
so
the most
good.
amazing thing ever.
Oh my gosh, when it comes to like simple superhero or like comic cosplays, I love that. Like, even though this is like really dark, I actually really like it when like couples cosplay as Batman's parents and
Yeah.
just lay down on the floor in front of them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, it's so dark, but like it's so funny.
I like the one guy who dressed as Uncle Ben and would just lay down in front of different Spider-Man.
Oh
That
my
guy's my
god.
hero. That guy's my I was like, this is the best idea ever.
Oh, I love it. That's so good. But like most of my like yeah, I would come across like a lot of really cool cosplays at like anime cons, but like honestly, like some of my best memories are actually like meeting Japanese musicians. I have so many stories.
I think I've only met one actual Japanese musician. I met Merzbow
Okay. I was
in New
about to
York
say, like
once.
I was about to say, don't tell me you met Gact, because that's a bucket list musician for
No,
everybody.
I met Merzbow.
Okay. No, but there was one time, well, the first one I ever met was from M Cafe, and
Right.
I was so starstruck because he was my favorite member of the band, and my whole body felt like gelatin, and speaking in English to a man who probably had never ever attempted to speak English a day in his life. So
That's
that was
amazing.
that. Oh yeah, my photo of him is very blurry because I was shaking.
Right.
Um, but I was like 16 at the time, so like, what 16-year-old wouldn't be like that?
True.
Um, and then this was actually really fun. There was one year I went with my friends, and Satsuki from the band Run and Swa was there.
Hmm.
And I didn't know who he was. I couldn't pick him from a crowd. And what's great about these conventions is that these J-rock musicians can literally just walk around with like no security because they blend in with everybody.
Exactly. That's amazing.
But like, I couldn't pick him from a crowd, and we saw him in the artist alley. He had a whole table set up and everything. Now, the friend who I was with had a big cardboard box costume of BMO from Adventure Time.
That's amazing.
We were swapping it over the weekend. I was wearing it, and when I tell you I'd never seen a grown ass man who barely speaks English get so excited over an Adventure Time cosplay. I thought he was gonna flip the table. He was so excited. He was like jumping up from what I remember, he was like jumping up and down, like trying to articulate to his translator that he wanted to take a picture because he was being polite.
Oh,
So he ran from behind the table and like just had to take as many pictures as possible. So the following day,
right.
when he was going to be doing his autograph stuff, um, I told him, yeah, that was me in the costume yesterday, and he got like, oh, he was all like, what? he
That's
was
great.
he was basically our best friend the whole weekend, and like I miss him.
That's
um,
amazing.
yeah, no, it was really cool, and like I took a picture with him, and I had asked him if he could sign his picture that was in the program for the convention.
Right.
While his interpreter is telling me, "Oh yeah, he's gonna have a Q&A and an autograph session like later at this time or whatever." While she's telling me all that, he's signing it like right on the spot. I'm like, "All right, guess
That's
I'll
awesome.
guess I'll have to go to that Q&A."
Like, great. Just saved me 40 minutes, bro. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh. 40 minutes and sitting among like hundreds of other weird fans.
I that's amazing.
Oh yeah. There was another year where I walked past Flo,
Hmm.
but I was so tired that I like didn't realize who they were until they walked past. I was like, "Oh man,"
Oh.
because literally later that night, we were waiting online for another event. They were
Hmm.
performing. They were performing beforehand, and as
Right.
soon as the opening riff for Fighting Dreamers from Naruto came on, we went nuts. The whole line was singing. It was great. It was like the best form of unity I'd ever experienced in my life.
That's cool, and that's one of my favorite things. Like, that's one of my favorite things about cons. Like,
Oh
it's a,
yeah,
it's a bunch of people you don't know, but you're all there for the same thing, and it unites us.
absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? It's like really free. It's really cool when they invite like Japanese celebrities and stuff like that because
Right.
like when you think about it, they're to an extent into this stuff too.
Exactly.
And like
And
seeing Americans be this invested in it probably makes them feel like really good. Like, hey, like this stuff is like popular even outside of home.
Right, exactly. It's amazing, and it's easy to forget that like they're people too.
Of course, of course. That's why I'm hoping that this one band that I'm like really invested in right now gets to go to Otakon next year because I do plan on making a Sashomaru cosplay, and I can guarantee that at least one of them knows of Inuyasha.
Now, see, I got to see this Sashomaru cosplay.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be really cool.
I've always wanted to cosplay as Shippo, but my yo-yo skills are not up to snuff. So it'd be me walking around.
With
It'd
a
be me
big
walking around.
foxtail.
Yeah, and thwacking myself in the face with a yo-yo and trying so hard. Done.
Oh my god.
Done.
Oh my gosh. Did you see the final art for the sequel?
I am so hype.
It looks awesome. I'm very excited for it.
I am so hype. I also saw the commission piece that you did for
Beta?
Veda. Hi Veda,
Yeah.
because I know
Hi,
she's
Beta.
listening. I know she's listening. Hi Veda. You know, Veda is actually one of the main people who pushed me to do this.
Nice.
Yeah, so she like every time I would like say something, she was like, "Bro, you just need a fucking podcast already."
Mm-hmm. Good job, Beta.
Yeah, thank you. So we were talking about the Switch, and I was like, "Bro, just get a Switch already." And she goes, "I'll get a Switch when you start a podcast."
Nice. I think
Yep,
it's a very decent trade-off.
and we have both held up our end of the bargain.
Good. That's good.
um, my bucket list celebrities, I actually got to meet three of them in one shot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I went to Philadelphia Comic Con back in, I want to say this was 2000, maybe 10 or 11.
Okay.
And I got to meet Christy Swanson. And all right, here's something you guys may not know about me, but I'm one of the biggest Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans on the planet. So I got to meet like the original Buffy because it was pretty much like they had like a whole Buffy panel, and it was pretty much the entire cast except Sarah Michelle Gellar because whatever she had going on was, you know. So instead they got Christy Swanson, and I was like, the original Buffy, I'll take it.
Yeah. Because little known fact, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a movie before it was a
Or it was a
TV
TV.
show.
Yep. And Joss Whedon actually, he is still not a fan of the movie because
Mhm.
it was a too many hands in the pot situation.
Okay.
Like he wanted the movie to have the tone of the television show.
Ah.
And they were like, we think this would be better as like a horror action comedy. And he goes, that's not what I intend to create, but fine, whatever. Do what you must. And it's funny because I met Christy Swanson, and I think it was one of those cases. She seemed more excited to meet me than the other way around
Oh my god.
because like she was with, you know, her team or whatever, and they had all these things. It was like this picture was this amount, and we'll autograph this. So she walks up to me and she's like, "Hi." I'm like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan." And she goes, "Really?" So I guess one of the people on her team, they were like, you know, her issue of Playboy is available and she'll sign it for like $15. And I was like, "No, I have that one." So then I go, "I would really like that picture of you from Flowers in the Attic." And she looks at me and she goes, "You've seen Flowers in the Attic?" And I was like, "That is one of my all-time favorite films." And she goes, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, everybody probably just remembers her as Buffy." Oh, okay. So she signed the picture, and I was like, "Well, can I take a picture with you? Or is that going to cost more?" She goes, "No, no." She goes, "No, I got this one." And I was like, "Yay!"
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Meanwhile, Jason David Frank charged me like $20 for like a little wallet-sized photo of him as Tommy. It's
I would
okay.
have
He's a
cussed him
nice
out.
guy.
Like if that were me, I would have cursed out Jason David Frank. But he looks like he could choke me in between his index and middle finger.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah, I
He
wouldn't.
definitely doesn't look like he wouldn't whoop your
I,
ass.
I, I don't want to find out how skilled he is
I mean,
in
the man has a
martial
tattoo that
arts.
says Jesus Christ didn't tap. I'm not messing with anybody who's bold enough to tattoo that shit on their bodies.
That's
Yeah, look,
oh, he's on like
that's next level.
another level.
And
I feel like, yeah, no, but he was
I
very
didn't
nice.
get
I
to meet
liked
him.
him.
I missed the Power Ranger one because it came down to the Power Ranger panel or Bruce Campbell.
Oh, and then you would
I,
obviously pick
it was an
Bruce
easy
Campbell.
choice, and I cosplayed as Luigi that year, and he kept calling me Farmer Brown.
Oh my god,
So, so after
he
insulting me,
would.
he finally answered all my questions because I asked him about Jack of all trades because I love that show, and he goes, thank you for reminding me of one of the many failures in my life. Sit the fuck down, Farmer Brown."
Oh my god.
So then later that night, I met CM Punk. And I went to
Oh,
go ask him a
nice.
question, and
Okay.
he goes, "Hey, Luigi's here." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Someone knows I'm Luigi." And he goes, "Who the fuck else would you be?" And I was like, "Well, Bruce Campbell called me Farmer Brown for 40 minutes." So CM Punk just goes, "Well, if Bruce Campbell says you're Farmer Brown, I hate to break it to you, kid, but you're Farmer Brown."
Farmer Brown. Oh my
I gotta tell
gosh.
you, you know how hard it is to find a real life denim jumpsuit for someone my size? This wasn't like a cheap costume. This was like dead ass. I bought a denim jumpsuit and like this silk green t-shirt, and my mom like stitched a hat together for me. Like I was like
My
legit Luigi. I even
gosh.
had the boots. And for
Oh
Bruce
my
Campbell to
god.
just be like, "Yeah, what do you want, Farmer Brown?" I'm like, "Oh,
Farmer Brown.
I worked re- I worked really
Oh
hard on
my
that."
god. Oh my god. No, that's so funny. No, but like I'm like hard pressed on this band coming to Otakon because fun fact, when you're at Anime Next, I kept seeing this guy walking around. And I was like, I have a sneaking suspicion that this man is famous, but I have no idea who he is or what he's from. And I figured he was famous purely on the basis that he was tall and attractive. Also, he stuck out like a sore thumb because he was very much a Japanese celebrity. They just have this certain air about them
Right.
you can tell. Um, so I kept running into him the whole weekend. I'm thinking, huh, who is this guy? Like I keep seeing him. At some point, a friend of mine went to get an elevator at the DoubleTree
Nice.
up to our floor. Two people came up to the elevator. They're like, "Hey, hold the door." So we hold the door. Who walks in? But this guy and his interpreter, who I didn't know was his interpreter, who I was assuming was like a pen pal or something, like a friend from America he happened to have. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So he comes in with her, and for all of 2 minutes, we're just like, hey, what's up?
That's amazing.
He spoke no English. He just kind of stood there and smiled and nodded. And then we all get out on the same floor. We split ways, and I'm like, ah, bye.
That's amazing.
enjoy, enjoy the con. And I turned to my friend, and I was like, do you know who that guy is? Because I feel like he's famous. I got home, and I found out he's the bassist from this band. I could kick myself.
Oh no.
I d I I didn't even take a picture with him. So, like, if he and the rest of the band were to go to Otakon, I have nothing to prove that
Right.
we
You just
met.
have to. Yeah, I think we saw each other once. I swear it happened.
We ever saw each other once at a random DoubleTree hotel in Somerset, New Jersey.
I love it.
But, like, I want him to come back 'cause, like, now I know who he is. I know who the whole band are and
So now
everything,
you're
like,
like,
please come.
yes. Now I had this really
Yeah.
cool idea that I was gonna do with my daughter for Comic Con before COVID reared its ugly head. But before I get into that, I have a message for my
Uh-huh.
listeners. Goes like this.
Okay.
So you start your car and the maintenance light comes on. Your schedule's already busy and you have that report due tomorrow. Or maybe you just want to relax and enjoy the day off without having to go anywhere. Wouldn't it be nice if someone just came to you and serviced your car? Well, now you can finish those priorities or binge watch The Umbrella Academy and have your car serviced all in the same day when you use Midnight Speed and Sound, a mobile repair service that comes to your home or work. They perform oil changes to full engine replacements on everything from lawnmowers to tractor trailers, equipment, boats, RVs, electric vehicles, and everything in between. They serve New Jersey and the bordering counties of New York and Pennsylvania and come highly recommended from all over based on both Facebook and Google reviews. And now you guys at home can save up to 20% on your next appointment when you visit msas.tech and mention the Blatino Nerd in your appointment notes. That's Midnight Speed and Sound at msas.tech. So, back to
Yeah.
my this idea. So, my wife and I are big fans of the Telltale games. I love them. But while my
Okay.
absolute favorite is The Wolf Among Us, which I think is the absolute pinnacle of like storytelling in a video game, we were big fans of the
Okay.
Telltale Walking Dead series.
Yeah, I played that for a bit. I mean, I'm not a big Walking Dead fan
Yeah,
to
I
begin
like
with.
the comics. I'm all for the show. I lost all interest after like season 4 or 5, so I don't even know what's going on in the show anymore. Other than that,
Better than me. You're better than me because I lost interest after season 2.
I
I actually couldn't even finish
I
season
yeah,
2.
I think I made it to season 5, and I only watched the one season because like I wanted to see like Glenn's death, and I know I'm supposed to put a spoiler alert in here, but it's been
Yeah.
a few years now. Yeah,
It's
and
been
Negan's
some
just such a
time.
badass. But
Of course
you
he
know,
is.
you've seen my daughter in pictures on my social media and whatnot, and she has this big poofy hair. So
Yes.
so
Oh, yes.
she took
Oh, I
one
see
of
where you're
my
going with
hats
this.
and put it on, and she looked so much like Clementine that Erica and I just stopped and looked, and we were
Oh
like,
my gosh.
"Holy crap!" So we were gonna go as Lee
I
and
love it.
Clementine for Comic Con, and then COVID was like, "There ain't gonna
Aw.
be no Comic Con this year."
Actually, they didn't even announce if they're canceling,
Yeah, that
which is weird. But at this point, they might as well because they didn't email
yeah,
anybody
I
about the
think
tickets going on
it's a safe
sale.
bet at this point. I mean, I know Wizard World is doing all their cons like virtually, so I figure it's not the same, but I mean I'll take it. And
Yeah,
so we may
I
just
don't
still
know.
go with the idea for Halloween. I haven't decided yet, but
That would be really cute. That'd be very cute.
and yeah, just it sucks because she was actually, you know, this past October was her first Comic Con. Both her and my wife actually, it was their first Comic Con, and they loved it, and they were actually really excited for. They were really excited for this year, and then we were just like, yeah, well, that's not gonna happen. Sorry. She even cosplayed, which was adorable because we dressed Haley up as Vampirina, and she was the only
Aw.
Vampirina there, so all the kids her age like recognized her immediately, and they were like,
Oh
"Oh
my
my
god, that's so cute.
god, it's Vampirina!" And I was like, like this one kid like ran up to her and like hugged her. So his dad goes, so like should we hug? And I was like, hell yeah, we hug. Like,
Who do
bro,
you think
I
this
don't come
is?
here and not expect to get hugged.
Right.
But it was fun, and yeah, it was a heck of an experience for her. Yeah.
No, that's really fun. That's really fun. I hope like when I have kids that like I can start like introducing them to that type of thing because that's really fun. And I love seeing like the families
It's
come.
nice. And what amazes me the most about like my kid is that there's stuff that she knows about that I had no hand in whatsoever. Yes,
Really?
like her ability to to identify the different spider people. Like when we went to Comic Con,
Hmm.
she actually walked past a Gwen, a Miles Morales, and a Peter, and she walked by and she goes, Gwen,
Wow.
Miles, and Peter. And so much so that like they all stood up and they were like, "Oh crap, she knows who we are. What do we do?"
Oh
And
my God,
so
that's
I
so
told the
cute.
story, and my friends were like, "Did your kid like identify all the spider people?" I was like, "Yes," and I had nothing to do with that because I'm a DC guy. Aside from like Captain America
Hmm.
and the Guardians of the Galaxy, I know next to nothing about like Marvel. Yeah, but
Ah.
she recently just got into the Powerpuff Girls, and she's
Aw,
taken a
that's so
passing
cute.
interest in Sailor
Fun.
Moon, and I'm like, yeah, this bandwagon I want to get on.
Yes.
I'm all for this.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, and speaking of Sailor Moon, for those of you who don't know, Naoko Takeuchi created that whole series based on the idea that she wanted those girls to be her friends. So I'm assuming that like she was like the type of person who like kind of like kept to herself a lot in school. She based them all on girls who she wished
I
were her
actually did
friends.
not know that. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. And she's also happily married to Yoshihiro Togashi.
Aww. So that's why I love this
It's
show. The
cute.
people can
It's
listen
really
and they
cute.
can learn, and I can learn too. This is fun.
Yep.
See, this is like this podcast is like the ultimate nerd form because I don't care what your nerd like. I don't care what your nerd niche is. Like, you're welcome here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that because I just thought about the Yu Yu Hakusho sequel, and I say sequel with air quotes because two OVAs or however many OVAs there were, it's not
Agreed.
a sequel.
It
I don't
does not
know. I
pass.
don't know what that is. No, 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 no. And I'm hoping that the Inuyasha
I hope
sequel is
not.
not like that.
I have
It's
not been.
just
I have not been this hyped
OVAs.
for sequel anime since like I guess I could say Dragon Ball Super. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where I just need it to be good. I need something that'll pull my attention
Yeah.
away from Fire Force.
I I need like a really
I do.
good storyline. I swear, if Kikyo somehow finds a way to come back in that sequel, I'm throwing
Like,
hands.
Jordan, what the hell happened to the TV? Nothing.
Dead girl came back.
Some dead broad returned. I hate her so much.
Some dead girl who tried to ruin a cross time relationship. Man, I get it. I get why she was there, but she
Absolutely.
overstayed her welcome.
It's funny. In the days before like Facebook and whatnot, and this is kind of embarrassing now, but I'm not ashamed of it. But in the days of before Facebook and MySpace, they had this social media thing called the Loop, which is it's like a precursor to like
Okay.
all social media because you could do all of that stuff, except it was over the phone. Yeah, so you like dialed this phone number, you
Oh,
put in your account number, your passcode, and you could listen to your messages. Yeah, and if someone wanted to
so
chat with
different.
you, if someone wanted to chat with you, you would get like it would sound like a knock at your door, and it was like press 1 to connect, press 2 to decline.
I think I remember seeing
It was like,
commercials
and
for
it's
this.
funny because it was around for so long and it was so popular, but now like you can't even pull up a decent Google search on it. It like somehow just got completely wiped from memory.
Huh, like it
Yeah, and
never
it's like
existed or
everyone who
something.
had it remembers it, and everyone who didn't, they were like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, my the name given to me by my mother and a few of my friends was the Loops Kingpin because I had a Loop account in New Jersey. I had one in California. I had one in Pennsylvania, and I had one in Missouri. It was free,
Oh my
and
gosh.
long distance didn't cost anything back then. And my nickname on the Loop, because you had to give yourself a nickname. You could use your real name if you wanted to, but no one ever really used their real names. They either had like a nickname or just music playing. And one of my nickname on all of my main accounts, because I had main accounts and I had backup accounts, I used like secret accounts to like because we were teenagers and you wanted to hear like the latest gossip and you wanted to hear who was talking about who. So I would log into one of my secret
Yeah.
accounts which didn't have a name attached to it. My secret account, and I can say this now, it's been years. My secret account just had the Hamtaro theme playing. And no one ever knew it was me unless they asked to talk to me or I posted something in like because they had like message boards too, and it would be like, "Oh, that's you."
hmm Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
message
but
boards.
my
Wow.
nickname
I
on all my
remember
main
those.
accounts was Inuyasha, and the song in the background was "Nobody's Listening" by Linkin Park. But it's like the intro,
Oh my
so you would hear
gosh.
that, and then you would just hear someone go Inuyasha, and everybody's like, "Bro, Jordan just logged in. Like, what's up?" And it was a fun time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that takes me back, like, especially like when like people made like
Oh my god.
AMVs on YouTube. So now you all you do is associate like these certain songs with a bunch of clips of an anime just
Yep.
haphazardly
I
thrown
actually have an
together.
old YouTube account that I go back and visit every now and again of like the 5 AMVs that I made. Two of them no longer
Oh
have
my
audio
gosh.
because like record label stuff. Yeah,
Copyright?
because I had one I made of Fruity Cootie with Cemetery Drive by Mike Hem. The audio got
Oh
taken
my
out of it,
gosh.
and I made one
Oh
of
no.
the Thundercats with Devil in the Midnight Mass by Put the Talent, and I think I
Okay.
made one with Sayuki using Breaking Benjamin's cover of Who Wants to Live Forever. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Breaking Benjamin was like the go-to for
and Linkin
AMVs
Park.
between yeah, Linkin Park, Evanescence, especially when you wanted to just really lay on the
I gotta
angst
say,
real quick.
AMVs for a very long time ruined my enjoyment of both Dragon Ball Z and In the End by Linkin Park.
I can say that about any AMVs about
Yep.
Sasuke. Uh like, hi, you ruined
Oh my
every time
god.
we touch. Thank you.
There was a poorly made AMV. It was somebody used Last Resort by Papa Roach over Rock Lee and
Oh
Gara's
no.
fight, and I was like, This is one of the greatest moments in anime history. And this is actually a really good song. And you just haphazardly mix them together for views. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I would have just, you know what, just to be meme, I would have just, if I would have taken those scenes of Gara and Rock Lee fighting and just set it to
Oh my God.
Headstrong. No, but think about it, like that opening riff to set to Rock
Do
Lee
do
taking
do
the
do
weights off.
do do
It fits.
do 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 do. Oh my God.
It fits. Like no matter
I'm
how
sure
you look at
Trapped
it, it
Guy
fits.
right now has his own set of problems aside from shitty AMVs being made to his music. I think at this point he'd be lucky if someone made shitty AMVs to his music.
He would still find some
Oh,
way to
absolutely.
complain, I feel like. Like this is my
Like,
audience.
really? Like, hey, the people that you thought listened to your music are not those people at all. They were a bunch of fucking nerds who used your music to make AMVs. All one of your songs.
The
The entire
entire one.
discography of the one single.
Look up Trap
And
discography.
and
Headstrong
what's
single.
funny? I actually used to be, and I'm so glad I got older, but I actually used to be a really big Trapped fan. I could actually name you songs outside of like that one. Hey, look,
Oh
I
my
grew up.
god.
I grew up.
Yeah.
And Trap came out at the right time because I think I was
Mhm.
like a freshman in high school when Headstrong came out, and I was like, yeah, okay. I've got enough egg knowing that the song is enjoyable. Yeah.
Hey, you're
Then I
14, you're
discovered
fine.
that like Dashboard Confessional and Yellow Card and 3 Days Grace and other good bands existed, and I was like, yeah, I'm over this. I'm not angsty anymore. Now I'm in love, and I'm going to listen to Dashboard Confessional every day.
Isn't that so funny though? Like how like you look back at all like the stuff that you used to listen to in high school and you're like, wow, I really had like not that
Yeah,
great
like
taste.
I have a playlist in my phone that consists entirely of songs that I listened to in high school, and I was like, "Jeez, no wonder I fucking hate everything and everybody now. I'm just so apathetic about everything."
Like there was a point in my life where like I had the entire my music jumped from like some like a few Beatles albums to Kiss's Destroyer album. Mhm. It was quite the jump, and then it went to, like, a few Duran Gray albums. I love them. I've never seen them a day in my life, and I'm salty about it because like, they're that one band that
I
I
saw them
absolutely need to
live
see.
with my cousin and a few friends 10 years ago.
I heard that, Kyo is
He is, and
absolutely insane on stage.
his energy is unmatched by so many other performers.
See the size of him? He's tiny. So there's a lot of
I'll
energy
never
in that
forget when
tiny frame.
they were playing Clever Sleazoid, and
Oh,
some
that's a good
poor girl
song.
was in the pit and got like drop kicked so hard, and
Oh
I
my
was like,
god. Oh
children have
no.
just died during this song.
I think the only song that I would absolutely love to be in the pit for is
Yes,
Obscure.
yes,
That is a song that because like it has that driving real slow start and then it just wails on you.
yeah. Just God, that was so. That's my one memory of the like That's the one memory of like the like 4 or 5 J rock bands I've seen live.
Yeah. Um, oh my gosh, remember trying to find the uncensored version of the video for that song?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And now it's so easily accessible. And I'm like, no, you don't understand the struggle that we went
Bro, like
through.
we got the crappy MTV version, and shout out to MTV for when they actually not only played music videos, but they
I
played Clever Sleazoid so heavily. Like
remember that.
there was
That
one point I
shocked
think
me.
like I was seeing Clever Sleazoid on MTV like 6 or 7 times a day, and I was like, all right, I'm with this.
I mean, like just seeing J-Rock on
Yeah,
MTV, period, was huge. And now you look at like BTS and all them, and they're like on all these different shows, and I'm like, where was this
right.
energy 10 years ago? Now everybody's
And
suddenly into
I have to
K-pop.
credit one of the bands I have to credit for that is Atreyu, because I remember when Atreyu went on tour with Muku, and everybody was like, "Who
Okay.
the fuck is that?" And it was like I forgot the name of the tour, but it was Atreyu and like 3 J metal bands. It was like Atreyu, I think Despairs
Nice.
Ray, Muku,
Okay.
and there was somebody else. And the special guest for 2 shows was Lyric and Seal. And I was like,
Ah, I like
And I
them.
was like, you know what, yo, like shout out to them for that. Like that was amazing.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Um, no, yeah. I just find it so funny how like back then, like finding this stuff on TV was like
Right.
so not
And now
common. And
and now BTS
now
gets
it's a
number
given.
one albums left and right.
I know, and like and
I'm
Blackpink
like,
is getting up
okay,
there
so
too.
like, can we get this kind of like love and affection for girls' generation? Like,
I know. They
like
kind of
I've been
got
bumping girls'
screwed.
generation heavy for years. It's like,
I love them. I love them. They were like one of the first girl groups that I like really got
right,
into,
all the
next to
Wonder
Wonder
Girls.
Girls. And then the Wonder Girls like broke up and then came back and then they broke up again.
I got into them. I got into them. FX.
Oh, FX. I was legit heartbroken when I
Yeah,
heard that Sully
I
passed
took that
away.
one really hard. But like I couldn't explain it because there were only like 3 or 4 people that I knew would take this the same way I did. So I could just be like all upset about
Right.
it, and people would be like, "Well, who the hell's that?" And I'm like, "Oh God,
I was for all of high school real big
I
into
love
Shiny.
Shiny."
So when Jonghyun passed away, people legit reached out to me because they knew that he was my favorite. People legit reached out to me and asked me if I was okay. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Like it's sad, but like,
Uh, Funny,
oh,
Shiny Ring Dong Ding was my ringtone for like 6 months.
that song was so good.
And every time
That was
someone
one
would
of their
call me, you
best.
just hear ring ding dong ding ding dong ding. And my mother was like, "What? What the hell is that?" It was wild.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. Um, like I can appreciate like people who are like into like that era of K-pop, like when it first got
Hmm.
really big. Because up until then, you just had like the '90s stuff and everything, which by the way
Agreed.
slaps. It's so good. Hmm. Um, because it was just such typical '90s, but like it
Right.
wasn't a bad thing, you know. Um, because like their '90s music was so similar in sound to ours, that you would never know unless you were like, "What is this?" but like you could easily pass that off as like just your
Yep,
run of the mill 90s
absolutely.
music. Um, like I was in college when like Shiny
Oh,
and Big
Big
Bang and
Bang.
all of them were real big. Uh-huh. So like, you know, I wanted them to be like real big. I wanted Dongbun Shinki
Right.
to get real big and everything. And like it kind of stinks when that was like your whole high school and college life, and then you grow up and you just see
Yes.
groups like BTS like getting real big, and it's like where was this K-pop bandwagon
It's
all
like
those
I'm
years
glad you
ago?
guys love BTS so much, but like Super Junior does it better.
But right,
Right.
there are better groups out. I mean,
Of
that's
course, yeah.
purely opinion, but like there
Absolutely.
are better groups out there. There are way better groups out there. And Super Junior, I got into Super Junior when they were all 13 members, and I saw the group
I actually
dissipate.
used to know how to do the dance from Sorry Sorry. I practiced that like crazy.
Oh my god. I know so many Twice dances. I don't even know what to do with
I
that information.
It's one of the only dances that I actually know. I have like 6 like actual dances in my repertoire. Like I can do the percolator okay. I mean, I'm asthmatic and fat, so it doesn't last very long. Um, I can do the dance from Sorry Sorry. I can do the dance
Uh-huh.
from Bye Bye Bye. And as far as modern dances, I can do the Get Up. Go
What
do the
even is that? I'm
two-step and
old.
cowboy boogie, grab a sweetheart and spit. I can do that whole dance. I learned it one night while drunk, and it stuck with me. And I mean, I can
Oh
cha
my
cha slide and
gosh.
electric slide like nobody's business, but yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. Everybody does whenever that comes
Yeah.
on, no matter
Oh,
how
and I
drunk
also
they
do a
are.
mean weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, I just kind of at every party,
Oh my god.
every time.
I think I did that at some point at like at like an end of season party at the haunt
Yeah,
that I worked at.
you can't go wrong with it. It's an easy dance, and you know when
Oh,
everybody else around you is as drunk as you are, no one notices.
right, no one notices that you're dancing
Just
like a
gotta blend
dead
in.
fish. Of course.
Hey, I know you guys listening at home
Oh.
can't actually see me do it, so I may just have to post a video of me doing the weekend at Bernie's so you guys get what I'm talking about.
It's a killer dance move.
I'm telling you, it's the move to end all moves.
Once you bust that bad boy out at the
Life of
party,
the party.
that's it.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. Everybody's like, "Whoa, who is that guy? I want to know if he's okay."
Exactly. But this has been real fun, B. And I thank
Yeah,
you so
absolutely.
much for spending this time with me and the nerd herd today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I hope
You
I'm
are
invited
welcome
back
back
one day.
anytime you'd like. Just
Okay.
just hit me up. Let me know, and we can do this. But you always have a seat at the
All
nerd table.
right.
And thanks to you
Yay.
guys for listening to another episode of the Blatino Nerd. I will catch you on the next one. And as always, keep it nerdy.